guys, and welcome to episode 33 of One Team, One Dream, Into the Woods. My name is James, and on today's episode we have both legs of the League 2 playoff semi-final as we face Plymouth. I've only clicked on a couple of days since the end of the season, so there is no news of note. So let's get straight into the first match. And this is the team that is going to be facing Plymouth away in the first leg. The only major change is Taylor Crossdale is currently injured. He actually picked up an injury in the final day of the season. He's been out for a couple of days. Says that he will return in 3 days. So hopefully he should be back and fit for the second leg. So for this match, Colhurst comes in as a pressing forward alongside Fagan. So we have Huddard in goal, a back four of Devine, Bennett, Tricker and Charles. McDonnell and Adebayi in central midfield. Iqbal and Daly are the wide men. And then Fagan and Colhurst, as I mentioned, up front. Pretty much the team and formation that played in the final game of the season. Hopefully Taylor Crossdale won't be missed too much. He has been putting in some goals, especially in the latter stages of the season. I think point the finger. If we carry on today where we finished last time out, we've got a great chance. I think that's the best team talk we can give them. Go out and carry on this momentum that we started to build at the end of the season. We're only a couple of minutes in. I've just noticed that Southend have gone ahead against Cambridge, and on 9 minutes we have a highlight here. We are coming forward with the ball, but Plymouth defender manages to clear it. Only as far as Daly though. Can Daly? Okay, he cannot create another attack. Maley is coming forward for Plymouth. Through to Pollock. Through to Grice, who's in loads of space, and he easily slides it past Huddard to put Plymouth very early on 1-0 ahead. That was very disappointing. Huddard with the big ball forward. We didn't even challenge up front. Daly managed to collect the ball, but easily lost it. No one was chasing anyone down. Who was that in the centre there? Bennett just let Grice wander through. Slots it past Huddard. There's no way Huddard is to blame for that goal. Unfortunately, very early on, we have given ourselves a little bit of a mountain to climb here, but we are on the attack. Iqbal to Devine. Devine out wide. Can we get a goal back straight away? Iqbal in the penalty area to Devine again to Fagan, who hits the post. Fortunately, it was the outside of the post and went out for a goal kick. Huddard with a goal kick to Tricker. Back to Huddard. Huddard with the big ball forward. See, Fagan's being marked out of the game. That the big ball forward is not going to work in this match. They have definitely got that bit figured out. The ball's gone out wide, whipped into the centre. Look, Malley at the back post. Malley was not being marked at all. What was Charles doing there? Charles dropped away from his man. What is going on here? Wolf with the ball out wide. Ball whipped into the centre. Charles just runs away from his man. I'm not sure what he was expecting there. We are going to be having words at half-time. This way is going. At this rate, we'll be over by half-time. We've got another highlight straight away. Ricker to Bennett. Bennett with the ball forward yet again. Fagan is being marked out. We're going to have to stop that. And I'm sure we were on shorter passing than that. But Grice is through. It is 3-0. I knew it. I'm set to shorter passing. So why are they hoofing the ball forward? Let's take the expressive bit off. Are we sat too far forward? Is that what this is? Higher line of engagement. Let's drop it back to a standard defensive line as well. I mean, it doesn't make a difference at this point. 3-0 is... I said it was going to mountain to climb after 1-0. 3-0 after 26 minutes. We are basically out. I know there is three and a half halves to play yet in this semi-final. But if this first 26 minutes is anything to go by, we're going to get absolutely annihilated. What is going on? We had such momentum going into the final part of the season, and we have just not turned up today. Right, we have a throw-in Plymouth's half. Can we save some face before half-time? Fagan with the ball out wide. To McDonnell. Whip to the back post. Behind Daly. Daly loses the ball because the ball is whipped behind him. And Grice has now got the ball. He completely outstrips. Who's in my words there? Tricker was completely outdone by Grice there. Should have been first to the ball. Neither of our centre-backs are paying attention. And after that first half is an absolute disgrace. I'm going to thrash my arms. I'm far from pleased. If I had a decent centre-back to bring on, Reece Bennett would be coming off at this. If we don't do anything early in this second half, we're going to have to be making some changes to try and at least get a goal in this game. If we can get a goal in this game, I don't know if away goals matter in the playoffs. I think they might do. So at least then we'll have a goal back if we do manage to get an away goal in this game. Fagan's come forward with the ball. Fagan just loses the ball. Absolutely no attention paid to anyone else. Not giving him any options. Plymouth are coming forward again, and there's a very good chance this could be 4, and this could be yet another counter-attack. Malley just wanders into the centre. Grice puts it in for his hat-trick. What is going on? I can't even explain this myself. Unless this is... I don't know if this is the first game I've played since the winter update, and whether the winter update has completely destroyed my tactic. I'd like to think it was that and not something that I have done, but this early on in the game, we're going to have to make some changes. Because we are an absolute disgrace today so far. Right, we'll change it up completely. We're going to go for a 4-3-1-2. Let's take Daly off and bring on Mundell. Let's take Iqbal off and bring on Lewis. First 2 changes. I can't blame the strikers for this. I mean, Colehurst should have been doing better. Colehurst and Fagan should have been doing better about winning the balls up front. But when the balls are completely lofted to them and they're being marked out of the game, that's not their fault. It's the players that are not following the tactic that's the problem. It doesn't make a difference at this point. Do you know what? I'm going to take Tizard. I'm going to take Bennett off. Bring on Tizard. I'm going to make a point. I know he's our best central defender. The amount of space and room that this back 4 has given Plymouth today, I need to make a point to at least one of the players. And trust me, there will be some warnings and possibly fines being given out after this game. Right, on 58 minutes, we have a throw-in to Devine, to Lewis, back to Devine. Find a little bit of space. Can he whip a cross in? He's taking far too long and loses the ball. And that is the story of our game. Tizard does really well. Super sub comes on, makes a tackle. He did in 30 seconds there what Bennett could not do in the previous 55 minutes. There we go. See, star ratings mean nothing in this game, apparently. Because the 2-star Tizard comes on and does 10 times better than Bennett has done in the previous half. And Colehurst gets, I'm not sure what number goal that is for him this season, but we get a goal back. We have a slight glimmer of hope. Let's see if we can encourage the team as well. If we can get another goal in this game, at least one more goal back, it gives us a chance in the second leg to rethink about it. But Plymouth have a free kick, whipped into the centre. It falls to Woods. And that glimmer of hope was extinguished very quickly. I don't know what has happened to our momentum in this game. We have beaten Plymouth very comfortably, very recently. So I don't know what has happened in the intervening weeks. There is no way this team is good enough to be beating us 5-1. But Fagan has the ball here on 80 minutes. Looking to try and bring some form of respectability. I say some form of respectability. It's gone at... Respectability has completely gone out of the window. This is utter garbage. Only thing I can say about that game is I'm amazed that these scores aren't worse than they are. What a disgrace. What a disgraceful performance. I'm throwing the bottle. I don't care if it demotivates them. What on earth do I do for the second leg now? That has completely... I mean, under 18s are showing us how it's done. They've won their division. Jay Charles is tired. I mean, that probably is a little bit of why he had such a poor game. Maybe I have to drop him for the next match because he's obviously too tired. He was getting outstripped and not paying attention to what was going on. And we need to mark this guy. He is 18 years old. And he's only scored 13 goals all season. 3 of them in that last match. I need to go and smack some heads together and work out what on earth happened in that last game. Right. I've calmed down. I've decided it was a blip. I'm going to come into this one with a fresh head. We need to win at least 4-0 to stand any chance of getting through. I think it's unlikely. It does take a little bit of pressure off the second leg. All I want the guys to do is go out there and give a good accountability of themselves. Because at the end of the day, we weren't expected to be in the playoffs. And I have to try and realign my expectations, I think. But come into this game, a couple of changes. Charles is now on the bench because he's struggling for fitness. So Winter's come in, at least for the first half. Also for the first half, Taylor Crossdale has come in. He is really struggling for fitness. He can only do 45 minutes, but I'd rather have 45 minutes of a half-healthy Taylor Crossdale. At least then if we can try and get some goals before half-time, we can try and limp through the second half. But there's a few more other changes in the team. So we have Huddard in goal, back for Devine, Bennett, Tricker and Winter. Did consider whether to bench Bennett for Tizard, but I thought that was a stupid idea. McDonnell and Iqbal are now the central midfield. Robson and Daly are the two wide men. And then Crossdale and Fagan, partnership reunited up front. Hoping this doesn't break Crossdale. But if I'm honest, unless we do something magical in this game, it's not going to make a difference anyway. And he can have the summer to recover. Here we are. It's going to be the last game at Meadow Park for this season, regardless of the result, as the next fixture will be at Wembley. Plymouth come out. Grice is the guy we need to watch in this game to make sure that that we don't have the same result. And looking at their form as well, it was mentioned to me in the media beforehand. Their form, it means in the 19th in the form table for League Two. They lost 3 of their last 4 games. They hadn't won in 4 games coming into this. I mean, talk about playing on your day. Right, Fryer with the goal kick for Plymouth on 18 minutes. Big ball forward. Luckily, it ends up in the arms of Huddard. Hopefully, Huddard can do better than they did. Passes it out to Bennett. This is more like it. Bennett to Tricker. Playing out from the back to Iqbal. Big ball forward, looking for Crossdale. Can't find him. Manages to find De Silva. Ball in. Grice is in. Huddard has come out. Huddard came out wildly to try and get the ball there. Luckily, I think he put him off and Grice off enough that it meant he put it wide. But very, very edgy first 25 minutes. Right, just before half-time, Plymouth have a free kick with De Silva. He puts it in. I think he hit the post. I think it was a mixture of the post and Huddard there. Kept the ball out. But coming into half-time, that was the biggest opportunity in that first half, but fell to Plymouth. We haven't even had a shot on target in that first half. I mean, we've got frustrated and anxious-looking players. Not massively surprising. I'm going to point the finger. Go out and avenge yourselves. That's all I can say at this point. I think Crossdale's going to have to come off because I honestly... I take him off because McDonnell's struggling as well. Let's take McDonnell off. I have anybody to bring on for him is the question. Let's switch him to a Carolero role. Let's take him off and bring on Adebayi. Slightly stronger central midfield there now as well. I'm going to keep Crossdale on for the time being. I hope he can work a little bit of magic. Right, we may as well go attacking now as well. Doesn't make any difference at all. 60 minutes. Let's make a couple of extra substitutions. I think we'll have to resign ourselves to the fact that this is it for this season. Crossdale can come off as well. Bring on Colehurst. The last few minutes of our season. Right, we have a highlight on 65 minutes. We are on the attack. Daly with the ball. Bring it forward. Put it through to Colehurst. Colehurst is in the penalty area. Takes a bad touch, so unfortunately took him into a Plymouth defender. Winter is on the overlap. Winter whips the ball to the back post to Fagan. Fagan puts it over. I think with that, it still means we've only had 1 shot on target in this entire game. Let's go all out attack. Let's encourage the players. Let's at least get a goal. Let's try and get a win in the final game of our season. Plymouth with the goal kick. Big ball forward. Powell heads it forward to Robson. Robson brings it down. Forward to Fagan. Back to Powell. Powell in a little bit of space. Looks to find Iqbal, the playmaker in central midfield. Back out to Powell again. Adebayi, this is more like it. Passing it around nicely. Keeping a little bit of possession. Iqbal finds Powell in space. Whips it into the centre to Colehurst. To Daly at the back post. Off the post. Powell with the assist there. Daly with his 6th goal of the season. At this point, you got to think it's just a consolation goal. At the very least, all the fans, the Boreham Wood fans that have turned up today, at least we're giving them a win. Something to make them go home happy. Or at the very least, content. But we have a highlight straight from the kickoff. Don't you dare say that Plymouth are now going to come forward and negate that goal. Big ball forward for Plymouth. They managed to win the ball back though with Tricker to Winter to Iqbal. Can we build for another goal? Daly now. Back to Iqbal. Badabaid. Fagan, we're putting some really nice possession football together in this game. Ball into Cole. He's in space. Who puts it past the goalkeeper? He's offside. That goal had gone in. It would have made the last 10 minutes very, very different. But unfortunately, it was not to be. We have a throw in. Powell with the ball. To Robson. To Colehurst, who just puts it wide. I mean, it's frustrating that we've waited to the last 15 minutes of this game to actually start attacking. If you look at the aggregate score, it's still disgusting, but at least we've got a win. It gets the media and the Plymouth manager off our backs, both of which were saying that we were going to lose that game, and both of which were going on about the fact that apparently we've had a bad run of games against Plymouth, even though we beat them in the regular season. I don't really understand that. I'm going to point the finger, though. Simply not good enough. We should have won. Should have won the first game. Plymouth go through to the final. I presume they're going to face Southend. If I'm honest, I'm not that fussed who they're facing because that is us out of the situation. He classes that as a poor result because it was an aggregate loss rather than taking the 1-0 in isolation. That's a little bit frustrating because we don't get anything from that game at all. Unless we'd won on aggregate, we don't get anything from that final game in terms of momentum or in terms of positivity from the media. But that does mean that the next episode is going to be the season review as we look back, lick our wounds, and look forward to next season as well. And there'll also be a summary of the transfer window in that episode as well as we try and build again and look to try and get back into the playoffs or maybe even go one better next season in League 2. Well, we bottled it in the playoffs, but we did manage to get a win in the second leg of that playoff semi-final. If you did enjoy that video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to be notified of all brand new episodes from the next season of my Boreham Wood Save. And thank you very much for watching.